here. Today I'm going to be teaching you this really cool New York City skyline. And the supplies that I will be using, I have a watercolor palette, watercolor paper, a paper towel, and if you are reusing a paper towel from a previous lesson, that's awesome. And I have a cup of water that I also reuse. I have my 3 paint brushes. I have a larger round brush, a medium round brush, and a little detail brush. And if you guys are not comfortable outlining in a little detail brush, you can also use a black marker. It doesn't need to be Sharpie. And then optional, I have a pencil here, and I have this skyline that I drew that you guys should have attached in your email. If you feel like, wow, that Statue of Liberty is going to be way too hard and you really are nervous about it, you can feel free to print that out and cut it and trace it onto your paper, but I do encourage you guys to try to make your own, just because I think you'll be surprised at how awesome you'll do. And if you guys don't have all the same supplies, don't worry about it. You can still do this project. You can use your markers, your crayons, your colored pencils, whatever you do have, it's still going to look really cool. So let's get started. So I want you guys to make sure your paper is facing this way. And then the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my larger round brush and a nice bright yellow. And toward the bottom, but not all the way at the bottom, I'm going to make a nice long brush stroke all the way across. I'm just going to go side to side. I'm going to make sure that I keep putting paint on my brush so that it stays nice and bright. I want you guys to use really long brush strokes. And then when I get to about here, I'm going to switch to orange. I have this nice bright orange. And I'm going to use really bright colors so that when we put the black on there, it really pops the colors in the background. And I'm going to keep doing my long brush strokes right above my yellow, and I'm going to paint a little bit down into my yellow. I'm not going to cover it all up. I'm just going to add a little in there. I'm going to paint a little farther up. And you guys can see I'm not going all the way to my edges, just because when you do that, the paper tends to curl up. I'm going to leave a little bit of room up top. I'm going to switch to this nice bright red. You can see my paper is already wanting to curl up. I'm going to do my red right on top of my orange and a little bit into it, still doing those nice long brush strokes. I'm going to go close to the edge, but not all the way there. I'm going to rinse off my brush. I'm actually going to tape this down just because it's curling up a lot and I want you guys to be able to really see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to use my same brush, rinse it off, and I'm going to use a dark blue. I'm going to go right below my yellow to about the bottom of my page, but I'm not doing all the way to my edges. Nice long brush strokes. So you've got your sunset and you've got your water. And I'm going to rinse and dry that brush. And if you guys are going to use the printout and trace, then I want you to wait until your paper is all dry. And then I already have mine cut out. And you're just going to stick it where you want it. Make sure it's a little bit above the water, but not too far. And then you're just going to either tape it down or hold it really still and take a pencil and just trace around there. And I want you guys to use pencil for that, just in case you do make any mistakes that it can be erased. But if you are not tracing, I'm going to get my little brush. You can also use your marker for this. If you are using your marker, make sure this is all dry as well. If you're using watercolor, it should be dry pretty quickly. And with my black paint, I'm just going to make a line right here. Actually, I'm going to use a little bit bigger brush for the line. Right above my water. It's okay if it's not perfect. And I'm also going to do a line right about at the top of my water. With my black. And you can fill that in now if you want, or you can wait and do it at the end. And with my smaller brush or your marker, I'm going to use that black, and I'm going to start on my Statue of Liberty. She's got a little platform that she stands on, so it's just a skinny rectangle. I'm going to fill that in. And then right about here, we're going to put a line going up. It's going to go out a little, have a little bump there. I have a second bump. And go a little higher and have a third bump. And then it's going to go out to the left. From there, it's going to go up a little. And we're going to section this off here. This is going to go down. This is her sleeve. So I want you guys to see that her arm's going to be sticking up right here. It's a pretty skinny arm. I'm going to do a bump here. Make this straight line right above that. Kind of a wide V shape here, or a wide triangle. And we're going to put a flame on top, and it's just backwards S and a curve. And then we're going to move down here to her shoulder. It's going to go up. And we're going to make kind of a circle here. And you can make it a whole circle, or you can leave it, because we will be filling it in. And then a bump right here. And from here, her other shoulder sticks out, goes down, goes out a little, her arm. And we've got a rectangle shape here, and you can even make a whole rectangle if you want, since we will be filling that in. We've got another bump right here at the bottom of the rectangle. And then from here, we're going to make it go out a little, and it's going to curve back in, and it's going to go down. We're going to have a little bump for her foot, and if yours goes a little past your edge or all the way to your edge, I just want you to extend her platform a little bit. And then we're going to do the spikes and her crown. And if I'm doing this too fast for you guys, remember, you can always pause me. I've got 5 on there. And you can fill her in now, or you can wait till we're done. I'm going to move on to give it a little bit of space. I'm going to draw a line straight up here. And then from there all the way to the end, another line and then about right here, about to her shoulder, make a rectangle. And I'm going to put a little roof sticking off this building, so just a skinny rectangle on top. And if your lines are not perfectly straight, that's okay. Excuse me. And then right next to that building, just a little rectangle or a little square. And then next to that one, leave a little space. Another rectangle. And this one, I'm going to put a little square on top. And then I'm going to put a line going from here. And then I'm going to go way up here till I get to about almost the top of her crown. I'm going to draw a line straight across, make it a little wider, and go down. And then on top, I'm going to have kind of a wide rectangle, and then kind of a square, another wide rectangle, a tall rectangle. I'm going to put one more skinny rectangle up there. And then right about halfway of this rectangle, I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw a rectangle going up this way. And it's going to come all the way down to here. And then next to that, I'm going to have another one. Then on top of here, I'm going to put two more. And if you guys want to do your buildings differently, that's up to you. That's totally okay. The thing that really makes it stand out as New York is your Statue of Liberty. And I'm going to have a square here. And then here I'm going to have a curve, kind of like a big frowny shape or an upside down U. I'm going to do another one on top of that, and a third one on top of that, and then a line sticking straight up from there. And I'm just going to continue till I get to my edge to about here. And then you can either fill that in. I would recommend using the medium brush or the little brush around all the details, or you can use your black marker. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. once you have all your black filled in, I'm just gonna add one more little step. I'm gonna take my dark purple and I'm gonna add kind of a reflection in the water. So I'm just gonna go side to side, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Right below, my black silhouette here. And then I'm gonna go a little bit farther down where my Statue of Liberty is. Still going side to side. And then I'm gonna kind of try to mirror just what's taller and what's shorter here. So it goes a little bit here. Goes up a little there. And pretty much all of this is taller, so. Once you have your reflection in your water, everyone to remember to sign their work. You're all set. I hope you guys really enjoyed that lesson. I know I did. And I just want to show you, these are both mine, they're both different. Your art's gonna look different than mine, it'll look different than your friends. That's the great thing about art. And if you want to have your parents send in pictures of your art, I'd love to see what you guys create. And if you have any requests of things you want to learn to paint or draw, feel free to leave that in the comments and hit like and subscribe. And I will see you next time.